everyone. So while I'm waiting for my patient, I just want to tell you guys how I'm doing during this time. It's during this time, by that I mean with the riots, with the blackouts, with what happened with the cops and George Floyd. Just want to speak on it a little bit. And I found myself during this time, I watched the video. If you haven't watched the video, I wouldn't say watch it, I wouldn't say not watch it, so watch it at your own discretion. It's really hard to see, but when I watched it, I couldn't help but think about my kids, or my kid Amelia, or my future kid, if they're darker skin, or if they are a male. Girls, women, they have it a little bit easier, I have to say, they have it a little bit easier than the men of color. So I just went to thinking about what happened if it was my son, or even if it was my daughter, because the women do get murdered as well and killed and shot as well. So my mind went to all these things. What happened if it was my daughter? What happened if it was my uncle? What if my brother? And my brother, he has a mental disability. He has schizophrenia. So what about those who are in the community who have a mental instability and they're taken for being aggressive when it's not really about being aggressive? You know, it's about their mental stability and the way they look at you, and it's already threatening, but if they see things during that time when the cops are coming up, it could feel like it's more threatening to them. So I just thought about that. One play with my brother, and then I just started crying and crying, and all the feeds, everything you look at, Snapchat, oh, not really Snapchat, I'm not on Snapchat, but everything you look at from Instagram, from especially TikTok. If you're on TikTok, your feeds is flooded with the riots and everything that's going on. And then my Facebook was flooded with everything that's going on. So it's like no escape, and it was like all there. And yeah, I don't want to turn a blind eye to it, but at the same time, you know, it's already stressful that we're quarantined and we have nowhere else to go. But on top of that, imagine the families that are going through it, you know. But on top of that, we're still thinking about, okay, the race discrimination and everything that's happening in our community. Like, there was this post that the first woman who was integrated in the schools, into an all-white school, the black woman, the first kid who was integrated, just turned 65. 65. That's not too long ago. That's like, I am 30 something, and that was like 30 years ago. So she could have been my mom, depending on when she had me. She could have been my grandma, you know, she could have been my aunt. It's not that long ago. It's not like it's like really, really old and it happened a long, long time ago. All this stuff is fairly new. And the one thing that bothers me the most is on my feed, I see people's like, well, they shouldn't be rioting, or they should be peaceful, or, you know, blue lives matter and all lives matter. And it's like, yes, all lives do matter, but right now we're talking about black lives, and their lives are the ones that's being jeopardized and murdered and killed and not having the same treatment. So yes, all lives matter, but in the same sense, all lives don't matter in society. In our society, in our world, our lives is what's that word? Disposable, dispensable. They can just do whatever they want, and it's a crime. It's a shame that we're still fighting for equality. And when I hear, oh, why don't you guys do peaceful protests? Okay, yes, we can. We're gonna do peaceful protests, but when we do, what happens? Oh, you're disrespecting the flag, or oh, you know, you're gonna get maced because you are not doing it peaceful enough. Like, why are you protesting? There's nothing to protest against. So either it's peaceful, not accepted, throw it in the trash, or riot and protest and march, oh, that's not accepted, throw it in the trash. And so every time it's like we try to do something, it's just like, oh, you should have done this instead, but we already did. Oh, why don't you try doing that again, and maybe that'll work. No. So we tried, and now people are angry, and so now they're doing what they're doing. Protesting and rioting to get their voices heard. Yes, there are some bad people out there. Some bad African Americans, some bad white people, some bad Hispanics who are doing the most with the riots. And like hurting other people and stuff. That's not what the movement is about, and that's not what people are supposed to do. But yes, every crowd has a bad apple, right? Just like you want to say all the cops, not all cops are bad, right? So not all rioters are bad. There's some good people out there, but they want their voices heard. And when I think about the cops and what they're doing with the citizens and people who are doing peaceful protesting, and they're spraying them with pepper spray and using excessive force, I'm thinking of the Stanford case study. If you haven't seen that study or heard of it, I don't know if I could put a link here or show a little video. I'll probably show a video with no sound, or have a little clip it at the bottom where you can find it. But it's where they did a study back in the day, way back in the day. They took regular people, made them cops, and then made them prisoners. The cops were just regular people, but because they had that authority, they did extra force and felt like they were entitled to do things to the people who were in jail. And the people who were in jail became more subordinate and aggressive, and so it was just like, I'm on top, I'm here, I can do whatever I want. That's the feeling that they have, these cops have, and it's not right, it's not just, and they need to be retrained. They need to go through a whole new seminar, a whole new training, a whole new program, all of them, a whole new screening to see their mental stability, their racism, and they need some psychologists, some therapy, and to do those tests. They really need to do those tests so that way they can rule it out. At least try. So it's just very frustrating when cops aren't trained appropriately. It's not only frustrating, it's like sickening, because they are the people that's supposed to protect us. They are the people that's supposed to serve us and be for the people, all the people, not just a selective few. They're supposed to be for all the people, and they aren't. They're not. It's like a blast from the past. Not that I was there, but it's like a blast from the past where KKK members served in the police force and they were targeting African Americans. The same. Because those people, those KKK members or the racists or anyone like that, those people had kids. And they taught their kids to be racist and to do this, right? And if they were law enforcement, typically what I see is law enforcement begets law enforcement, get law enforcement. You know what I mean? Like, they have kids who go into the law enforcement, who goes into law enforcement. So if that mentality don't change and pass down through generation, then we're not going to see that change. And if the change isn't there through the law enforcement itself, as in the training, the screening, and all that, then we're going to keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And over again. And it's like, when is enough? And I don't know why people can't see it. You know, why are people on the sides of, oh my gosh, they're looting and rioting. Oh my gosh, the businesses. If they were proper businesses, let's just say, right? For example, Target. They got looted and rioted, right? But they have insurance, right? So they can process that insurance and get stuff back and rebuild. The black people who are murdered, are their insurance going to bring them back? Is it like a video game where they're going to just be like ding 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 and they're back alive? No, they're not. So people who are on the side of the riot, the looters, and the not the side of the looters, but the side of the businesses, and you're on the wrong side, because they are protected. They are covered. I would say the businesses are safe in that aspect because they are insured. I'm not saying I condone looting and rioting and stealing. I don't, because revenge is in the eye of the Lord. But in the same sense, they are protected, and these people are mad. They are mad. We are mad. So, and I want to thank the allies out there who are for us, who are with us, who are saying they hear our voice. They may not feel our pain or know what we're going through, but they are with us. So I want to thank you guys. from the bottom of my heart, from one mom to the next, I want to thank you guys for being on our side and being with us and their understanding and on our side, because we really need it right now. We really need that support, the people that listen. If you don't understand something, reach out to the person and ask them, why are you rioting? Why are you looting? How can I help the situation? And I do want to thank, I want to say the white protesters that are helping out this movement, because they have the privilege that we don't necessarily have, to be able to have our voices heard and taken, if that makes sense. Like, we can speak all we want. Speak, doesn't mean it's delivered. And I'm glad that we have some Caucasian allies out there that can help us out. The colored people of the world, the United States, and the minority groups, and the LGBTQ, and, you know, because we need to be heard. You know, we need support, guys. We need this to be over, and it's been going on too long in America, and we need a president that supports us as well. Right now we have a president that doesn't even support us. He says that he wants to support the peaceful protesters, but on the other hand, are the same size, same breath, the peaceful protesters at the White House, or across the street from the White House, next to them, is being gassed and pushed away and hit with batons. So peaceful, right? And I do want to add that I had my share with police encounters, being innocent. When I was a little girl, I was maybe 10 or so. Me and my cousin was riding our bikes home from the corner store. It was dark time. We were riding our bikes home from the corner store, and then cops pulled up next to us with dogs. They yelled at us to stop, and we stopped. And they was like, then they noticed that we were girls. Thank God they noticed we were girls. They said, okay, never mind, go home, because we're looking for two guys. But they stopped us. Our hair was girl hair, you know, and we were in bright colors, so I don't know, but they stopped us. My cousin reaction was to go, run, because the cops were coming, you know, when we didn't do nothing, so she got scared. And I said, no, don't run. Let's stop, right? And so the cops was like, good thing you guys didn't run, because we would have sicked our dogs on you. Not knowing who we were, right? Not waiting, not checking, because cars can outrun a bike, right? And we were just kids, but they would have sucked their dogs on us. And there was another time I got pulled over with my Caucasian friend, and I was in my 20s, and they stopped us and they asked for my ID. He says that because I looked young, but I don't remember that part. I remember them pulling us over, asking for my ID only. Even if I looked young, they didn't ask for his ID to see how old he was. They just asked for mine. So until this stop and change, nothing will change. Nothing will stop. Everything will be the same. So I can guarantee, if you ask somebody of minority group how they encounter with the cops, they will have something to tell you. So it's not just the people you see on TV. It's not just the bad people. It's not just the criminals. It's not people with counterfeit money, right? Because I was a kid. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't steal from a store. Right now, I have my master's. I went to college. I pay my taxes. I don't steal. So it's not all criminals that they target. And lastly, I want to say, support Black businesses, support Black YouTubers, Black Facebook people, Black TikToks, support each other. Businesses as well, because we can't grow without financial growth. We can't grow without unity. So support each other. Be there for each other. Support each other, guys. So every Black YouTuber I see, I subscribe to. Just to support. Sometimes I watch the video. I should watch more of them. But I know I subscribe to them to show my support. So show your support. If you're not black and you see a black YouTuber, subscribe to them. Show your support. Shop at the businesses. Show their support. That's one way you can help. Show your support, guys. If you are a Christian or of any religion or a decent human being or have some values of moral and humanity, be on our side, because we matter too. Yeah, with that, guys, that's all I wanted to say. So I don't know if you're going to unsubscribe or unlike or on Facebook, unfriend or anything like that, but I want to share my opinion and speak my mind on it and be part of the voice that's heard. So with that, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below and I will answer them as soon as I can with the best of my ability. And I want to say bye, guys, and have a great day. Be safe. If you are out there protesting, be safe. Yeah, be safe. That's all I can say. Because who else is going to protect you? Right? So be safe. Watch out for one another and be kind. Be kind. All right. Bye, guys.